Alright, it's time for the Squared Circle Jerks to review WWE for this week. And with me, as always, the Lance Archer to my Davey Boy Smith Jr.,
I
Byron.
will spit tea on you.
That's where I was going with this.
I'll spit tea on you and you will like it.
He'll actually have a second thermos of tea prepared to make sure the entire crowd gets it.
Correct. And I will need a tea caddy. So, somebody needs to step up for that.
So we're talking about Raw, we're talking about SmackDown, 205, and NXT. I assume you have not watched Raw and SmackDown, as is your prerogative.
You assume wrong, sir. But I didn't make any notes.
Okay, well, feel free to give thoughts as we go along.
This was bullshit. I mean,
there was a fair bit of bullshit, if we're being honest.
And I am.
So we opened up with WWE Raw with Kurt Angle leading us off with telling us we're getting a tag team title match tonight, so that's cool. And Jason Jordan comes out and is a petulant child. He wants a shot at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns wants Joe. He comes out. He wants Joe. Joe comes out, accepts challenge. And Jordan jumps Roman Reigns from behind and suplexes him. Which, only in pro wrestling would you Pearl Harbor someone with a German suplex.
Correct.
So we end up getting, Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan because Roman Reigns is like, oh, you get your wish, son. So Intercontinental title match, Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan. It was a good match. It started a bit slow, but it did pick up towards the end. It became quite good. I thought their September match, back when they were trying to build up John Cena versus Roman Reigns, was better than this one. So that's a little bit of a downfall. But they worked the knee injury in reasonably well, better than they have in the past with Jordan. He didn't end up being a one-legged man in an asking contest, but he, subtly adjusted some of his offense to reference the knee injury.
Yeah, I really like the Northern Lights suplex, and he sold the knee on that perfectly. I thought that was great.
It was very good work. Roman, of course, goes over with the Superman punch and the spear, as he should. And Joe comes out to attack Roman, and Jordan makes the save. But then Roman Superman punches him because you Pearl Harbored Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns ain't gonna let that stand.
See, and I thought, I genuinely at the time while I was watching it, I was like, oh, that makes total sense. He's totally attacking Joe because why wouldn't he? Joe's talking shit about him earlier. I would fucking attack the shit out of him. And then I was like, oh wait, he also saved Roman Reigns. You can't do one without the other, I guess.
Pretty much, I got no problem with the storytelling here in general, other than I find the petulant child, Jason Jordan, to be go away heat, as opposed to I want to see you get your ass kicked heat.
I guess. I don't know. I enjoy it. I think I finally found like a way to the top, and I've I'm sure this is how they're gonna play it out. Is like I've been held down my whole career, blah, blah, blah. So I did whatever I needed to do to get all the opportunities out of you that I could, and now I'm going to beat your ass at WrestleMania, which I assume is where they're going with this.
I'm completely fine with that, though I think we're going to Triple H versus Angle at WrestleMania first.
Could be.
Then we go to... I'm skipping a scene here.
Why would you do that?
We go to Jason Jordan begging for another chance and a match with Joe. Angle says, I don't want to play favorites. Can't be seen playing favorites. He says he will take it under advisement, and Joe comes in to blindside Jason Jordan and inform Kurt, like father, like son.
You a bitch.
Which I would not be disappointed with a Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle match again.
No, that would be good at WrestleMania.
There's a lot of Kurt Angle options at WrestleMania.
Correct.
Then we had Paige versus Sasha Banks and their respective allies at ringside with Absolution, Mickie James, and Bayley, and Alexa Bliss on commentary. Match was pretty good. A little off at timing at times. I think Paige has got a slight bit to pick up again before she's quite to her apex game.
Yeah. And also, are we just picking words out of a hat now for factions?
Well, I mean, it was supposed to be PMS, so...
Yeah, but they had a week to come up with something different.
I would have gone with something different. I don't think Absolution really works, but you know what? We had worse faction names, so... Yeah,
we've got the redistributed thingamabob in NXT, or whatever they're called. The undistributed
Undisputed Era.
The highly disputed 2.5 days in July.
The Absolution did take out Mickie James and Bayley on the outside. Paige gets the win with the Rampage. This was all pretty good, but I think that Paige's ring work will get better as she gets a little bit more time in there, just getting back up to speed.
Also, am I the only one who hears, whenever they say the name of the faction, I hear it as two separate words?
Sometimes when Michael Cole says it specifically, yeah.
Absolution. So either they have a solution for your problem with abs, or they've got a solution in a bottle that maybe you can pour on your abs, or maybe there's a third option.
Then we had Elias backstage with Kurt Angle. He warns...
I love the look on Kurt's face.
I know. This was good. This was a good bit. Elias warns him that his bastard son will be the end of Kurt Angle. And Kurt tells Elias to go have his concert, while Kurt finds a suitable opponent for him. Which everyone knew was going to be Braun Strowman.
Yes.
Then we had the great Enzo Amore giving a pep talk for Drew Gulak and Tony Nese heading into their fatal four-way. And this was standard Zoe stuff until, the Nia Jax bit. Which was interesting. Not really sure where they're going to go with that. Is this going to be like a romance story, or is this going to be like just a comedy bit?
I would have it be, in light of all of the sexual allegations that apparently are being made against every living human being on the planet, I think they should totally go with something like that, where she's obviously bigger than him and stronger than him, and, more technically gifted in the ring than him, then there is no escape. He might be the champ, but she holds all the power. And totally sexually harasses him constantly.
I could see that working. I was a little surprised that they were about the same height. I thought Nia would be a bit taller.
Yeah.
Then we go to the aforementioned Fatal 4-Way. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Tony Nese, and Drew Gulak. On the dark side of this is the fact that this was almost the exact same storyline as the last Fatal 4-Way. The two heels working together, the two faces working together but not allowing each other to win, whereas the heels are fully on the same page. This was done better because Cedric Alexander is kind of in this pseudo-heel, super intense character mode right now that could lead to some fun stuff. So that part of it was better.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that they don't really allow the 205 guys to do anything that's really good, but I'm kind of sad that the Kendrick Lamar and your boy, the Ginger Ninja, their whole storyline seems to have been just dropped. I hope it's temporary, but
it seems like they moved on to Kalisto as their new target.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of sad. I would like to see something there, but I guess they already have one faction and they can't do... But it also doesn't make any sense not to have multiple factions on 205 Live. You can just do it like they treat the women's division and put all of them on screen one time per episode, and then that's all. And you can have multiple people get screen time all at once, rather than booking them correctly. But that's a whole other mountain to climb that's never going to be achieved while Vince McMahon's alive.
I enjoyed the sit-up kicks from Tony Nese while Drew Gulak was doing an ankle lock on Cedric Alexander.
Yeah,
good work. I like it. The no-fly zone argument between the heels is pretty funny. Like, Gulak won't even let his teammates use the top rope. The exchange of Spanish flies was really good. Alexander hit Ali with a really good one, and then Ali hit one with him off the top rope. That was pretty freaking awesome. There was actually a pretty innovative Tower of Doom spot where instead of having Drew Gulak was at the bottom, and instead of doing like a power bomb, he did more like he was basically just a launching platform for the other three guys. So that was kind of neat.
Innovative.
And Nese has the match won at one point where he's brutalizing Ali with knees, but Alexander returns to hit him with a lumbar check. Nese gets to the outside. Lumbar check to Ali. Gulak pushes Alexander to the ring and steals it. So, Drew Gulak is going to the number one contender match.
I like it. They really. I love the fact that they're finally giving him a push. It's well deserved. The work he's been doing in the last 6 months has been fantastic.
Fantastic. The post-match interview, which I'm not really a fan of, but I did love the fact that this can only be explained by PowerPoint presentation. Then we go to Elias getting his concert time. I'm not going to bother going through the concert because it's the same stuff as always. Braun Strowman comes in. We're going to get Elias and Braun. Elias does try to jump the monster as he's posing to the crowd and breaks his guitar on him. But that just angers him. He brings the steps into play. Only the arrival of Kane saves Elias from proper damage. And Kane cuts a promo about being a monster and he kind of likes pain. So, standard Kane stuff.
Somebody get him a leather daddy.
Then we had a Shield promo, which I kind of enjoyed because they had Dean Ambrose not pretending to not know that they had a title shot tonight because he doesn't. Good. He has a phone, but he doesn't use it or the internet. And
it was. I enjoyed that. That was really the only part that I enjoyed. It was all just kind of standard. Hey, bro, what up, bro? Dude, bro, totally, bro. Wait, we got a match tonight?
Oh, it's WWE. We can't get terribly creative.
Bro, dude.
Anyways, they talk about how he can smell gold and they're all going to be champions again. I don't recall them ever actually being all champions at one point, but they may have had, the tag titles and the US title at some point in the past. Then we had Asuka versus Alicia Fox. Alicia got some early offense, which I'm not a big fan of. She gets kind of dumb and then gets armbarred. And that was pretty much the match.
Nobody needs to get in any offense on Asuka for the next 5
I'm okay
months.
with getting a chop or something in or a throw.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine with that, but there should be no prolonged control for the opponent.
You can jump her and then she comes back on you and she beats the crap out of you and you get up and you throw a chop or you try and go for a clothesline or something and you probably miss and then you get shit kicked out of you.
Pretty much, which they were doing largely with Dana Brooke prior to this and with the Squash Girls. And then they stopped doing it here, and I don't really know why, because all that we got really was Alicia Fox getting beaten down by Absolution.
Correct.
Which, they did it kind of well, because Paige and Alicia Fox, of course, very good friends in real life. And I did like that playing in, that Paige isn't here to hurt Alicia Fox. She doesn't want to, but Mandy and Sonya might not be so inclined to let her off that easy.
I didn't really enjoy that promo. It was very, 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 to the 1,000th time, very predictable.
It was a bit too long, and it is predictable, but predictability is not always a bad thing.
No, especially if you're on board with what's going on, and I just didn't care. It didn't, the delivery was fine. Paige has obviously got all of the charisma in the world, but it's just not something I needed.
Then I was very confused that we got Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas.
Yeah, but
in a match of the two most misused NXT champions of all time.
Correct.
The match is fine, but I just think that it did absolutely nothing for anyone. Bo continues to lose, and Balor had to work hard to beat Bo Dallas, who is a jobber. So, neither guy comes off looking good.
But the only thing I can say is that, yes, he had to work to beat a jobber, but the jobber's twice his size. So, I mean, they
Bo's that much larger.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you spread them out over equal amounts of toast, you'd have not quite as much toast for Bo Dallas. But
let's see here. Bo Dallas's size versus Finn
I think he's
Balor.
6'2", and Balor's 5.
He's bigger. I'm not disputing that, but I mean, Balor's had way greater size differences.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they seem to be. That's the way they book all of his matches. Is you have to face the bigger guy, and you're going to have to work for it, and it doesn't matter who it is. It gets him sympathy.
I swear he beat Elias Sampson easier, and I mean, Elias is, I would say, bigger than Bo, and has been actually had things done with him.
That is very possible.
It is a 2-inch, 44-pound difference.
Oh, I thought Bo Dallas was heavier than that.
Nope. He is 6'1", 234.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think well, I mean, the only thing it's doing is getting Balor more sympathy with the crowd, which he has tons of. And he is over as fuck, which is why he keeps crushing things like the stupid poll they put online. And things like that. Fuck you, Vince McMahon, you dumb bastard.
Pretty much. Then we had Bray Wyatt doing a promo, and Matt Hardy interrupting. It was basically like a Skype call between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. It was
amazing.
It was amazing. I love woken Matt Hardy. I don't know why. Well, I guess not calling him broken means that Matt could take the gimmick and not have to worry about trademark infringement if he leaves the company.
Yeah, actually, I think it's a very smart idea for that reason, but also because if they do leave the WWE at some point, which I'm assuming they're going to, and he goes back to the indie scene doing Broken Matt, they could still sell merchandise for Woken Matt, and people will still fucking buy it, and everybody makes money.
That's true. I enjoyed this. I particularly enjoyed the line where Bray Wyatt is basically calling Matt Hardy a raving madman, which pot meet kettle. But right after that, Matt Hardy jumps in by saying, "I have meditated at the top of the pyramid of Giza." I'm just like, my God, this is great.
Enjoy it.
That's fantastic. It gives Bray Wyatt something to do. It gives Matt Hardy something to do. I am all for this. Then we had The Shield versus The Bar. We opened up on a really bad note because we got the early on cheap shot debate going again, which I need the commentators to never debate again. Please,
correct.
Never. Rollins did have a bit of a good moment here on Sheamus, where he hits a superplex and a roll-through Falcon Arrow, which Cesaro breaks up. And in the end, Sheamus gets DQ'd for kicking too much ass, as per usual.
Correct.
Kurt comes out, restarts the match with no DQ. Oh, continue, please.
Well, I was just going to say, Sheamus has been diagnosed and has been working through, apparently for the past 6 months, with a really bad case of stenosis of the neck.
Which is kudos to him for working through that. That's painful.
Yeah.
And then we end up with Joe and Roman getting involved, and Sheamus eventually brogue kicks Ambrose for the 3 and the win. And we go off the air with the announcers arguing like complete morons with no semblance of logic.
Correct.
So, 2 thumbs down for the announcers. The in-ring action and storyline was perfectly acceptable.
Yep. Yeah, I can't really think of much to say about the match at all. It was fine. It was good. That's all I really needed, I guess. I would prefer every match to be awesome, but it's never going to happen in the WWE.
Mm-hmm. And to a degree, you need to cool off the crowd a little bit, but this was the main event. The main event should always be awesome. Mm-hmm. Which, this was kind of a failure in that regard. But it was good. It was fine. I accept it. Sammy and KO open up our SmackDown show. They shout out all those that the McMahons have had a vendetta against, including Stone Cold Steve Austin, Daniel Bryan, and Bret Hart. They think that they are better than all of those combined.
Double check.
They kind of point out that Randy Orton winds up being the McMahon's enforcer and goon most of the time. And
triple check.
Although ironically, Orton probably also had one of the more epic feuds with the McMahons, so it's kind of been on the opposite side as well. Sammy educates us, amusingly so, on what the ring is, what the ringside area is, and what is up by the ramp. That was really funny. Orton, however, decides to crash the party and gives KO a RKO out of nowhere, which was reasonably out of nowhere for a change.
Yeah, well, they did that again. They planned that out perfectly. They followed Sami Zayn the whole way with this long, hilarious explanation, and then they actually cut it perfectly. I don't know where Randy Orton was. Maybe he was under the ring. But you didn't get any kind of like crowd reaction. Nobody gave anything away. I don't know what they were doing off camera. I don't know where he came from so that the crowd didn't react. But it was all done right on point.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. Shane comes out to say that he doesn't have a vendetta with Sammy and KO, although the rest of the show would indicate that he definitely does. And he makes a tag team match between the two and Randy Orton and a partner of Randy's choice at Clash of Champions. And immediately I thought that would be Nakamura, which by the end of the show, it's Nakamura. And Sammy's going to have a one-on-one match with Randy Orton tonight. And Kevin Owens is going to be handcuffed to the ring rope. They also said post a couple times. It ended up being the ring rope.
Post-cuffed.
Sammy informs KO backstage. Basically what the score is, because Owens had been knocked out at this point by the RKO. And Owens is going to go talk to Daniel Bryan and try and weasel their way out.
I suddenly want to see Randy Orton. Randy Orton's reasonably face right now. He's kind of like the cheerful tweener, as cheerful as Randy Orton is possible. I want Randy Orton to be the relentlessly positive. I want like a Bailey version of Randy Orton and have his finisher changed to the ROK, and just to be more positive. I think that would be the most hilarious thing in the world, and it just occurred to me right now.
Okay.
I don't know why. My brain's telling me this would be fucking funny.
Then we had Rusev and Aiden English versus The New Day. The Rusev Day national anthem, of course, getting interrupted. And Xavier is today's manager with Big E and Kofi competing.
Is it just me, or is Xavier the manager, I don't know, 80% of the time or more?
He is the most often out of the match, yes.
That's weird. He's really good in the ring.
He's the smallest. Therefore the worst in WWE logic.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I mean, to be honest, he may actually be the worst because Big E, Big Power Man, and Kofi is the better high flyer of the two. So I'd say Xavier maybe is the best all-around worker, but in the tag team sense, I do kind of like the Big E Kofi tag team a little more.
I don't know. I've just seen it so many times. I've never really been the biggest fan of the New Day. And if there's three guys, I would like to see I would like to see Xavier Woods and Kofi. I would like to see Xavier Woods and Big E. I would like to see a more, like a three-man weave.
We get it a fair bit, actually. Like, it's more often than you think. The problem is that, like, the Xavier and Kofi, or the Xavier and Big E team is identical to the Kofi and Big E team in the way they work.
Yeah, I guess.
That's kind of the problem. So it doesn't stand out as much as to who's in there with Big E. And Big E was the manager last week, so, rotating out. I didn't like the fact that Rusev and Aiden English won here.
I do like it.
Well, I like it in the sense that it gives Rusev and English something to do. That is great. I really like Rusev, and Aiden English has some promise. I don't hate on either guy. I think that they should have more done with them. But the problem is that now we have a fatal four-way for the tag team titles with, like, no momentum for any of the teams.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem. I'm just a big proponent of Rusev. I think Rusev should either be the top face or the top heel.
Should be one of them at least.
Yeah, dude, that guy is main event money all over the place. He's got all the charisma, he's got the physical gifts, he's got the timing, he's got the technique. That guy is... I want handsome Rusev to come back with his handsome haircut and his handsome wife. I mean, you can have Aiden English and Rusev managed by Lana. I don't understand this whole break 'em up Vince McMahon's retarded type scenario.
It's revenge. They got married and they weren't supposed to. They ruined my storyline with Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae and Lana and Rusev. And it was a really bad storyline too. Like, it wasn't even a good one.
I mean, there was no incest involved. I don't understand.
Then we get a heel Mojo promo, and I was down with basically all of this. He was, as a single, when Zack Ryder got hurt, he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Zack Ryder is actually holding him back. He is a serious competitor, and he is no one's tag team partner. And if anyone in the locker room has a problem with what he did to Zack Ryder, if they got beef, they are free to take it up with him.
Excellent. I was going to agree with you earlier, but I was busy pouring tea. I'm totally in favor of this. I was actually genuinely shocked when he was the one that went heel. That was amazing. This is the best idea anybody's had in the wobbly bee for fucking ages.
So this is a win. Then we have Daniel Bryan on what I like to call women duty. Now this is not like women are useless. It's the way WWE portray the women on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They are always bickering backstage like a bunch of bitches. And the heels are painfully delusional. And the faces are... fine, actually. The faces are portrayed in a reasonable manner. But the heels are particularly portrayed as just complete bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. The faces are just never really given. They just stand there while the heels are totally delusional. And then when the heels are done being delusional, then the face is just kind of like... Yeah, that's not how that works. And that's the only reaction they ever get to portray.
Kind of. We got Sarah Logan's interesting promo. I swear I've seen her on The Independents, and she does not talk with that heavy of an accent. She's also not from Kentucky, which should be mentioned. She's from Indiana. But
it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I just they're having her put on more of a backwoods accent. I don't think it's being pulled off well.
Yeah, no, that was not good.
Like her mic skills are probably not main event or main roster worthy. Like she is a good enough worker to be on the main roster.
I think she just needs a little time to get comfortable. She's been thrust right into a spotlight, and she had a line to deliver, and she kind of fucked it up. She said something about her papa. And even fucking, well, Cole's the first one to jump on anything because he's kind of scum. But he also fucking had a little snide remark after the amazing Matt Hardy promo. Fucking douchebag. But it was... Oh, wait, it wasn't Cole. Yeah, Cole had a
Phillips
snide remark. Phillips, yeah. Somebody had some kind of snide... Oh, somebody tell me what a papa is. I wanted to stab that guy.
Yeah, it's not a good moment.
No, stop. You're a fucking desk monkey. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, I mean, just get her more comfortable. I would give her more mic time. I would have her, like, somebody tell her to remain in character 2 hours before the show and 2 hours after the show. So that she can, or at least with the accent.
I would take about 10 to 15% off that accent, though.
I would as well. But she's obviously trying to do it the best she can. It's just not where it needs to be, so she needs more practice with it. She needs to get comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Basically, what we're getting is a Lumberjill match between Charlotte and Natty at the pay-per-view. So.
And can we call it a Lumberjill match, for fuck's sake? Come on.
I know, I was confused by that, because they kept saying Lumberjack. I'm like, it's a Lumberjill match, technically. Then we have Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode talking backstage about not wanting Ziggler to be in their title match at the pay-per-view. Which, by the way, why the hell is Dolph Ziggler in their triple threat for the U.S. title?
Maybe it's because he's a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, but he hasn't won a match in... I can't remember.
Maybe
I remember he beat AJ Styles back before Money in the Bank. That might legitimately be his last win.
Maybe it's because they're possibly hoping to push him and make him a little happy before he goes to the Indies and makes way more money.
Yeah, but you build up the push. You start somewhere below the title.
Sir, this is 2017, the year of no push.
That's true.
You just win titles.
That's
titles
true.
Just fall out of the sky.
Anyways, this was pretty much a failure. Then we ended up with the Bludgeon Brothers versus Jobbers. Squashy.
Indeed, I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Then we had Sammy and Kate.
Would it be cool if maybe, just maybe, Eric Rowan didn't get slapped very hard in the face every single match? I don't need that.
I don't need it, but it doesn't bug me either.
It's just weird.
It's a bit weird.
Either that or commit to the gimmick. You need to slap each other in the face as hard as you can every single time you tag in and out of the match.
Then we had Sammy and KO version 2 backstage. They're talking to Daniel Bryan. He will think about it. That's pretty much it. Then we had Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode with Dolph Ziggler on commentary. I actually kind of liked Dolph Ziggler on commentary. Wasn't too bad. But eventually he was good. Eventually he comes in, hits Roode with the zigzag. So technically Roode gets the DQ win, and then he zigzags Baron Corbin as well. So,
exactly. I really enjoyed Mr. Zigglesworth on the commentary. Him, and spoiler alert, Andrew Garlick. Fantastic! Can we just fire 90% of the commentators and just have like Corey Graves not being a delusional retard? We need Graves and Phillips on one commentary team. We can get Andrew Garlick and Mr. Zigglesworth on the other commentary team, and you got your commentary team sewing the fuck up, and then Morrow can do NXT all by himself because he's amazing.
Then we have the heels having a little powwow. Basically, Natty trying to get everyone on her side heading into the Lumberjill match. We'll see how that goes. Then we had Tamina versus Charlotte. In a match that kind of exposed that Tamina, while she can do like kind of monster spots reasonably well, is just not a very good worker.
That's possibly true, yes.
And eventually Charlotte gets the tap out. Basically this is a preview of the Lumberjills match too, because we had all the ladies at ringside pretty much. And then Natty cuts a heel promo at the end. Riot Squad comes out. No one is safe in a riot. We get a bit of a tangle between Tamina and Sarah Logan, and they get pulled apart. So not really much happened here.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm not really sure why they keep doing the every woman on the roster in the same ring at the same time thing, but I mean, I guess they've actually written a storyline for it, so now we're getting a Lumberjill match. I guess it all pays off in the end if we've been doing this for a full year just so we can have one match.
I guess. And then we have KO and Sammy backstage version 3. Brian agrees with the commissioner, and KO will be handcuffed to the ring post, and he has a bunch of big burly security guards to make sure that happens.
Correct. I wonder if we're going to see those guys on NXT sometime soon.
Then we had Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton with Kevin Owens handcuffed to the ring post. Or ring rope.
Wow. Turns me on.
Orton in charge earlier. Even crushes a monitor with Sammy on the announce table. That had to suck. Big welt on Sammy's back.
Taking it like a champ.
Owens does do some distracting. This allows Sammy to kind of get back into the match. They try a bolt cutter spot to try and free Owens, but they fail. And eventually Owens does get free. I did enjoy the superplex from Orton onto Sammy.
Yes.
That was pretty freaking good.
I think he's genetically designed to do that, and or has the familial necessity to do that at least 3 times a year.
Orton dodges a haluva kick and rolls up Sammy for the 3. Did not care for the ending. Heels beat down Randy Orton until Shinsuke Nakamura comes out to make the save.
Chopsaki Nakajima for the win!
And they send Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn running. And backstage, Daniel Bryan asks Shane, so you're done punishing them now? Shane says, oh no, I'm going to be the special guest referee for the tag match, and if Owens and Zayn lose, they are fired from WWE. And Bryan looks, I suppose disappointed is the word. I think he was, hoping it was
pensive.
Over. Pensive is good too. Pensive is a good word.
There is, of course, the big rumor that he is going to go heel, obliterate Shane McMahon, and then take over SmackDown all his own, based on interaction with Stephanie McMahon, this storyline, and it would be kind of interesting to see if they do this type thing, and then they call up the Unrequited Weekend, and then they have like a big ROH faction. That would be tight.
I could dig that. But, SmackDown pretty good. Most things were pretty decent. The in-ring action did what it was supposed to do. The promos and storytelling was largely fairly good, except for a couple of things we've already mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we move on to 205 Live. Take it away, sir.
First of all, I'm going to share this link with you while I talk. Enjoy that one. So 205 Live, we begin with your boy, the tastiest Andrew Garlick in the world. He does a little promo. He has the mic of champions, the mic of leadership, and he will be the conductor of the Zoe train, and now it is the Drew train, and he goes, Drew, Drew, and I laughed.
It was good. It was good.
He's still doing the big wind-up for the PowerPoint presentation, and I'm still laughing every time Nigel does his little reaction. It's just fantastic. Drew Gulak is doing fantastic things, and I am fantastically entertained.
I am. I like to misspelling soft as well.
Yeah, he's done that like 3-4 times, and it's always good. And then Cedric Alexander's music hit, and I went to sleep for a bit. So we were led to believe we were having Andrew Garlic versus Alexander. And then your boy Noam Sayandar comes out, and they're going to have a match. So you've got Cedric versus Noam Sayandar.
I think at that point I may have thrown up in my mouth a little bit. Because to quote my notes, oh great, we're getting Cedric Alexander versus Noam Dar again. No, we've not seen this 80 million times already or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then your boy Drew Gulak got on commentary, and he was amazing, and he made sense, and was fantastic. He was quick, he was witty, he was engaged.
I enjoyed the politician-esque redirection of everything.
Exactly.
Are you gonna lay down for Enzo Amore? That's a good question.
And I'm gonna totally answer it in the way that I choose. Goddamn, he was awesome. And as far as the match goes, it was a good match. No real issues other than they went for the arm pull off of but I'm holding onto the rope spot. And Cedric let go and ended up halfway across the ring with his hands empty. And then Noam Sayand was Noam Grayson, just hanging onto the rope with his arms sticking straight out, going, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
Pretty much.
So yeah, it was a good match. There was a good spot near the end where Noam Sayand climbed to the top turnbuckle and was going to do a thing, and your boy Andrew Garlic was, while on commentary, was like, "No, get the fuck down!
What are you doing? 2 feet on the ground, safe on the ground."
Exactly. He was, logical point. He was done for. You could have just pinned him right in the middle of the ring, but no. And so that cost Noam Sayand the match, and Cedric got up and did his thing and got the pin.
Hit the neuralizer and the lumbar check.
What is the neuralizer again?
It's just that big kick to the head.
Oh, so it's a Listo kick.
It's a bit more than a Listo kick, because at least no one else really does the same move, whereas Listo's just throwing like side kicks.
No, literally every kick is a Listo kick. I've seen them call any kind of random kick a Listo kick in a Kalisto match. So literally every kick is a Listo kick.
Pretty much.
So bad. And then we got a promo from Dick Duck, Rich Swann for those who are uninitiated, and he gets a question to which he starts ranting and raving about Drew Gulak and the match they're going to have, but he's ranting and raving to Drew Gulak while staring at the interview bot. It was so dumb, and like, she asked the question, if you've got something to say to somebody who's not there, you look into the camera and say it to the, when they're, as if they're going to watch this later and they will get your message.
Yeah,
this is the verbal equivalent of watching TV sideways because we can't figure out a way to shoot things properly.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, the promo, if you take away that fact, wasn't bad, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Don't care to understand it. It was done wrong. Don't do it wrong again. Which brought us to a match between Grande Metallica and Kendrick, which I was happy about. The problem is that I have another problem, that Grand Metalik was made to cut a promo to hype up Kalisto. So not only do they never give him screen time, they never get him on TV. They never get him to do promo. And the one time they do get him to do a promo, it's you have to promo for somebody else. What the fuck?
Yep, second most misused talent on 205 Live.
Yarp.
Behind Lindsay Dorado!
Who's not used at all. It's not too much about the match to say, because they didn't really let Grand Metally do a whole lot,
They did let him do that running over the guardrail Hurricane Rana. That was pretty cool.
Was the one thing I have in my notes right here. Sick Hurricane Rana over the rail, bro. That was awesome. But he usually has a lot more cool shit to do with the ropes and cool shit to do in the ring. He was great. He had a lot of cool pinning combos, some flips. He went for a crucifix schoolboy combo that was awesome. But there's not a ton that I could say about the match other than it was a match. He got to do a few things that were cool, and it was pretty good overall. No problems.
Problem is, he just continues to be largely an afterthought that they throw in there when they need to get someone to win.
Pretty much. And then we probably had a lot of other bullshit filler, but I didn't write any of it down. Kendrick Lamar got the win on that one because he's the heel and he's mean, and you got to beat up on the guy who doesn't get on TV too much.
Well, in fairness, you need to give Kendrick and Gentleman Jack something. They've been doing nothing but losing. Also
correct. Which led us to our main event, between Anthony Nice and Dick Duck.
There was a bit of a Zotrain thing that I'm going to go over real quick, because I enjoyed it. Gulak, with his mic of leadership, giving a pep talk to the train, informing that, Daivari, you got to listen to me because I'm in charge. When Enzo is gone, Enzo gave me the power. You answered Enzo. And then he goes through the Justice League stuff. We are without our Superman, Enzo. The Batman of the Zotrain. Tony Nese, the Aquaman of the Zotrain. Dar is the Flash, which Dar liked, actually. He was down with that. And Daivari is the Wonder Woman because of he is a fierce warrior with an immaculate fashion sense.
Correct.
Oh, God. It was good. Tony needs everyone's help tonight. Everyone do their part, and Tony will win. And then we go to the main event of Tony Nese versus Rich Swann. Take it away.
Again, not a ton to say about the match. It was all around a good match. You had some interference here and there, and you had Cedric Alexander in Dick Duck's corner.
Black in Neeson's corner.
Indeed. So they weren't being stupid faces, which was good. The problem is that it didn't totally work. Which is fine. You need the heels to do heel things.
Oh yeah, no. To be clear about my whole stupid faces argument that I get into a lot is.
Hold on. I'm getting there.
Okay.
But yeah, the whole match itself was well executed. There was good storytelling, and your boy Dick Duck got the win. And then your boy Andrew Garlick summoned out the troops, and they were going to kick the dick off of Dick Duck. And then the Smart Faces showed up, and I have a note right here that says, Smart Faces to the rescue as well. Mio will be pleased.
I was very pleased.
And so that was kind of the end of the show, with the Faces having chased the dastardly heels away.
Uh-huh. I don't mind the heels being one step ahead in these kind of things, but it's so often in WWE and in other places, it's like the Faces are like, but they cheated. I don't understand.
It's not like they've never cheated before.
It's like when Suzuki Gun in New Japan, and I'm using a non-WWE reference here, with Suzuki Gun in New Japan, it's like they bring 3 other dudes out to the ring. They're clearly going to. Desperado is out there. I guarantee you there's going to be interference. Why is there no one out there to equalize?
Right up front. It's amazing. If you're not watching New Japan, you just ain't a fan of wrestling. I'm sorry. That's just how that is.
It's fine when they do it to someone who doesn't have a faction, like if Elgin fell victim to Suzuki Gun's interference, but when Chaos is constantly doing it, it's like, why is Gedo not out here, or Jedo, or Yano, or Yoshi frickin' Hashi's? Someone!
Yeah, anybody. Somebody who's not on screen too much. Give them something to do. And then we went into the next NXT. They're announcing that there will be a new number 1 contender because your boy The Scottish Superman is damaged. And so we're going to have Big Killian Damo versus Trench. I have it written down as Trench Sven because I'm funny. And the Velveteen Dream was supposed to be up against Cassius Ono, a.k.a. Chris Hero, but Velveteen Dream is also hurt. So there will be a mystery opponent, and I love mystery opponents. And I remembered while I'm watching this that you had told me last night who it was, but I had completely forgotten, and I told my brain not to try and remember.
Excellent.
Like, I know you told me who it was, but oh, shut up. You shut up back there. You sit down and shut up. And then Already Seeing Llamas came out with some yappy brown chick. It was really bad. And my favorite is...
was not really a fan of this because the English here was terrible.
My first note on this is I am out of tea! ! She babbled some shit about a historic title reign, to which my note is, bitch, he transitional as fuck.
He's transitional as fuck. He hasn't had a single title defense yet. Let's calm it down.
Yeah, settle your shit down.
Which is kind of, again, my kind of problem with her whole character is this: I am a great manager. I have led things. Look at what I have done. Really, you've created a transitional champion who's yet to defend his belts. I mean, okay.
Then you can't convince me that wasn't called in the ring when dude got hurt.
The rumor I've had is that he was supposed to go over, and that the injury actually occurred on the finish.
That could be, but I still don't believe it.
It's possible.
More notes I have about this promo is, why the fuck is he so fucking fired up? He's supposed to be cool and not care.
I guess you could argue that now that he has the title, he cares.
Great, but okay, so you've just totally broken away from your character for zero reason other than you now have a title. He should care. Listen, maybe I'm used to Naito, but he should care less. Like, the perfect way in my mind, maybe not the perfect way, but in my mind, the perfect way to do this is very much the way Naito does it. Not to the extent where he's trying to throw it away and fuck up the title or use it as legal tender to buy meals, which is the best. God, that's so good. But he doesn't care. Like,
Mr. Naito, your bill. Here's my belt.
Yeah. There's some valuable stones in this. You can easily get the money here. Take that.
I'm aware that I've kind of destroyed most of the value of this.
Yeah, there are a couple stones missing, and it's kind of cracked. But he should care not at all that he has a title. He should, like...
to be clear,
like... this relationship, the dynamic between him and her should be that he really doesn't care, that he easily could be the thing that she wants him to be, and proclaims that he is, but he doesn't care enough to make it happen, and yes, he wins, and yes, he gets the belt, and yes, he can defend the belt, and he could be the best heel champion ever, because not only does the crowd hate him because everything's so easy and he doesn't try, but his manager also hates him because, god damn it, he's fucking it all up and it's working anyway, and it drives her fucking crazy because she's driven for success.
That's totally what I would do. I'm just saying it makes a level of sense that you could do the transition to him carry. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't, but it does make some sense.
Yeah, so, but, I mean, this promo, to get back to the promo, it was barely intelligible. It didn't make any sense for his character.
I'm champion! Champion!
He just said it, he went around to, like, all sides of the ring and screamed, I just champion! Like, great. Fantastic. Yeah, we know. Just shut the fuck up. One of the two final notes I have here is, that was bad. Just bad. Pretty dead crowd. With Percy with actual logic, I thought that was illegal in the Wobbly Bee. He jumped right on it. Like, historical title reign. What is this bitch crazy? So that was a thing. Not a good start, but I was immediately re-encouraged by the fact that Percy Jackson got an actually good line in. So, Well played, sir. We had a large promo of him with Large Sullivan. It was good stuff. He was very relaxed in front of the camera. He didn't overplay the psychotic nature of his character. He's more sociopathic than psychotic or berserker. And I thought he did a damn good job.
Yeah, I liked it.
So that's also
a bit weird that he started talking about Roddy being a handsome guy, but yeah,
no, I like this. Like, he's a good-looking dude. He's one of those good. I'm gonna fuck him up.
I'm gonna destroy him.
Yeah. So I liked it. It was good stuff. Again, good line from Percy Jackson. We got a good Large Sullivan promo, and we move right into Trench Sven versus Kill 'Em All Damo. There was a female ref in this. Not really a lot of notes about this.
It's a pretty short match.
A lot of notes about. Yeah, well, it's a pretty short match, but I don't have a lot of notes about some of a lot of these things. The reason for that is that they were all good. I didn't have a lot of criticisms. The things that I have a lot of criticism for, I've got a lot of notes for. The things that are very, very good, I generally have very few notes for because I'm enjoying the shit out of it. And I don't feel the need to just write down every cool thing that happens. Yeah. But this was a good match. I liked. I was a little surprised at kind of how out of shape Trent Seven is.
He does have a bit. He's a little soft in the midsection. Let's be real.
Yeah, I was kind of. I don't know. I just never noticed before for some reason. I don't know.
I had noticed before.
You'd think I would notice way earlier because he's paired up with Tyler Bate, who's in amazing shape. But I just don't notice. He's usually wearing the jacket, I think.
Well, I think what it is when he's partnered up with Tyler Bate, you kind of trick yourself into thinking he's in more shape than he is, because it's like, oh, okay, so he's fat compared to Tyler Bate. Okay, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But then he gets in there with Big Damo, and you're like, I'm kind of questioning which one of these guys has the bigger gut.
Yeah. There was a cool spot where he went to do maybe a Death Valley driver or something, and almost got Killian Damo up on his shoulders. I thought that was very, very well done. Like, he got him up to the point where he's like, oh no! Like, he really actually got me kind of invested. Like, is he gonna do it? Oh. So that was cool. Big Damo, Killian Dane got the win with the Vader Bomb, which I always happy to see.
I'm always good with that.
I literally have 3 notes. Female ref, cool. Vader Bomb, good short match. That was all I had written down for this match.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Pointless commercial, because it's on the network. You guys are idiots.
We had the Undisputed Era talking about how awesome they are.
Yeah, I have it written down as the redistributed Fortnite. The only thing I have really written down is pretty good promo, but the only thing I have written down here is Cole versus Black next week. Cole Black, new tag team!
I'm a little disappointed that they're doing Cole versus Black right now, because I would have saved that for the Fatal 4-Way. Because
I suppose.
If you look at some of these other matches, the other one we had tonight, which I won't spoil who's in it quite yet, but guys coming off of losses. You've got Velveteen Dream was supposed to be in this, who's coming off of a loss. So you could have, like, it's kind of weird that they took the 2 guys who probably have the most momentum and put them together. A bit weird.
Yeah.
Weird bracket making.
Yeah, it's not the best idea in the world. Then we move into Hubie Hyatt versus Cruella DeVille. What I have written down is a Mo Holes board match. Because I am sexist. I'm not sexist. It's just funny. My next note is Ruby has to win. You can't have a faction leader lose something like this. Spoiler alert.
And then lost. She did.
Because it doesn't make any sense, so that's what they did.
It was really bad. Really. Yeah. I liked the match. For the most part, I thought their prior match, the one they filmed at TakeOver, was better.
Oh yeah, clearly.
This one had a couple of too long submission hold spots where, like, I understand this may not bug most people, but I'm aware that if you stick someone in an ankle lock for like that long, you would snap the frickin' foot off.
If you put them in an ankle lock for longer than 5 seconds.
Or there was the reverse arm triangle that she used as well. And again, it's like Ruby Riot's been in this for so long that if you were doing this correctly, she would be unconscious. Also, not really sure why they just didn't go with a rear naked choke instead of the backside arm triangle. So I think there's a lot more you can do with the rear naked choke, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. The notes I have for this match are, Jesus, DeVille has negative charisma and poor body control. There was some really bad technique on what instead of calling the ankle lock, I have written down as the cankle hug.
Yeah.
Ruby Riot sold it like $1 trillion. She is the best.
The selling of Ruby Riot on the ankle lock, fantastic. And the escape was very cool as well.
Yeah. There was a really great STO from Ruby Riot. The crowd is super duper dead. What gives is what I have written down here, because she's doing the comeback. She's, your face is doing cool things, and you're supposed to get excited, and the crowd's like, yeah.
Yeah, the crowd was a bit of a letdown. Yeah. And then we end up with, as we said, Sonya Deville chokes Riot out with a triangle choke. Hold on. Okay, you have more. That's all I had.
I got, there was I have a note here, sick middle rope springboard DDT broette. It's part of my sick move bro motif. Sorry, I'm just going to keep doing it. And then a tope suicida, which I have written down in all caps. And yeah, the finish was the triangle choke, but I have written down triangle choke. I've seen this technique in a few porn movies. She's basically just like grabbed Ruby Riot's the sides of her head and pulled her right into the vagina. There was like, and then just kind of gently closed her legs around the head, and then transitioned into a triangle choke. It was like, I'm not sure if that's intentional, but okay.
Was not the greatest triangle choke, and the announcers calling it a leg triangle was kind of...
Yeah. Yikes. Well, I mean, it's not an arm triangle, so I guess they're not wrong. And my final note for the match is DeVille wins? Fucking why? That's the worst possible idea.
That was quite terrible, because you got Ruby Riot leading the Riot Squad over on SmackDown. You've got DeVille as... Frankly, probably the third member of Absolution. I don't know, maybe she's a lieutenant. But
she's just a goon.
Yeah, this is poor booking. Like, this could have been better if you had, like, I don't know, if you did, like, Sarah Logan versus Sonya Deville in this feud instead. And then, she could choke out a member of the Riot Squad as opposed to the leader.
Yeah, it's the shittiest and dumbest idea you have ever had in your life. Whoever the fuck booked this, you just...
Oh, they probably have had worse ideas. Let's be honest.
Just
but
dumb.
This was bad.
What's next? Vince McMahon in an incest angle? And then we had a promo by somebody named Amber Moon? It's what they kept yelling. Amber, 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 Amber. I'm like, I thought it was Ember, but okay. And I just skipped it because the gruesome twosome showed up, and I cannot be bothered.
Yeah, this wasn't really anything good here.
I assume that we're going to have an Amber Moon versus fucking the Didgeridoo twins match.
We're going to have Ember Moon versus Peyton Royce, and then theoretically I think Billie Kay is going to get a shot as well.
So, since they fucked up the Ruby Riot thing so much, I assume that the next defense, they're just going to take the title right off Amber Moon and put it on the worst wrestler or second worst wrestler, depends on how you're feeling about the other fucking Australian chick on the roster. You're just going to do that after all of the build-up and like the hundreds of false starts from all of the injuries that she's had. You finally put the title on the chick you want to have the title, and they're probably just going to take it right back off her, probably, and give it to the worst possible candidate. That's my prediction right now.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I have zero faith that they can do any of this right.
Yeah, I mean, they did. As stated, they just gave DeVille a win over Riot, so...
Yep. And then we had our main event of the evening, which was your boy Chris Hero against the mystery opponent, which turned out to be Garfucking-Gatto! And I have 5 notes for this. In all caps. I started typing in all caps right when Gargano's music hit, and it says hero / Garfucking-Gatto in all caps, and it says, "This is gonna be the tits! This is the tits! Fucking commercials! That was the fucking tits! That's how you main event a show, motherfuckers!" And that's all I got for this. This was a great match!
It was a very good match. We'll go a little deeper. They start off with the ROH-style handshake, which is always good. Yeah. The chain wrestling and chain strikes between these two are fantastic.
Yeah.
Cassius Ohno finally became a man to stop the slingshot spear. He tied Gargano up in the ropes and gave him a massive elbow to the temple. There was a great top rope hurricanrana and slingshot spear from Gargano. Ohno laughs off the kick when he gets kicked in the head, and he's just like, nah, bam, and then big senton.
Me likey.
Looks like Gargano is down and out, and Ohno thinks that he's, done, basically. He's even saying it. You're done. Goes for the dive to the outside, and Gargano... This one was a little bit bad, because they had Gargano evade this, so much that it's like, okay, how did you not see that he wasn't there anymore? But okay. And then Gargano comes out and hits a flying DDT onto the ramp. Freaking great. Great kick exchange where Gargano hits a running enziguri and then gets absolutely beheaded with a cyclone kick. Jesus Christ. And big pump kick and a northern lariat from Ohno also only gets a 2. But in the end, Gargano does the super kick party, going high and low with the super kicks, and then hits the Gargano escape for the tap out. And they finish off with a respect fist bump.
Indeed.
So that was a really good match. Ended the show on a really high note. Gargano is going on along with Killian Dane to the Fatal 4-Way, along with the winner of Lars Sullivan and Roderick Strong, and the winner of Aleister Black versus Adam Cole. Which, aside from, again, not really enjoying the particular brackets that they have set up, is pretty good. Should be a really good match.
I enjoyed this match a great deal because it was all the things you like in wrestling.
And then from outside of WWE news, the new executive committee that's running TNA / Impact Wrestling / Global Force / everything else it's ever been is going to be Cyrus the Virus, Don Callis, and Scott D'Amore and Ed Nordholm. So that should be good. I have a lot of respect for the ideas of Cyrus the Virus and for Scott D'Amore. So hopefully that leads to some good things.
Yeah, Scott D'Amore knows what the fuck he's doing. That's just kind of the end of that conversation.
Mm-hmm. So that's good stuff. Anything going on backstage at WWE we need to talk about? I guess we should need to give a shout out that the Page faction was in fact going to be PMS, and Vince McMahon was very much on board with calling it PMS.
Yes, very much so. And then apparently Stephanie McMahon found out about it and said, "What the fuck? Fuck you."
So thank you, Stephanie. Which I don't say generally ever. So there you go.
She should stay backstage.
We should be getting Shayna Baszler's debut on NXT soon. They ran a little promo of someone walking through the smoke in a leather jacket with "coming soon," and the O's were Ace of Spades. So, which her gimmick is the Queen of Spades. So, presumably that's her. There were some thoughts that it would be Rockstar Spud, but everything else indicates that he's going to 205 Live. So, get ready for that. And not really much else. Kind of a slow news week.
I'm kind of confused still about how anybody thought that was Rockstar Spud.
I honestly fast forwarded through the entire thing, so I've not even seen the trailer.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. It's just somebody walks towards the camera and holds up the Ace of Spades. How is that in any way related to a Rockstar Spud?
So we'll get the actual MMA chick in NXT, and that'll be good. There's been some videos of Ronda Rousey training with Natty Neidhart online, so that's good. So we're gonna get the four horsewomen battle at some point.
I have a bad feeling that they're just gonna put the MMA chicks over for zero reason, and then that'll be the end of it. Like they just won't.
Well, I mean, they probably have to just justify bringing Ronda in, and probably Ronda makes that a condition. of coming in.
That's just gross.
It's exposure as long as none of the pro wrestling 4 horsewomen are part of your main storylines at the time. I'm fine with that. But if Charlotte is still the champion and one of the other ones is holding the Raw belt, that would be bad.
Yeah, it's probably going to be that, and then Ronda Rousey will probably want to, now that she's done a thing in wrestling, she'll want out of her contract. 2 out of the 4 probably won't wrestle ever again because they probably won't be good enough, and then Shayna Baszler will be just kind of stuck around doing jobs for people, and then 2 years later you'll look back at it and go, why the fuck did they ever put the MMA chicks over?
Yeah, I mean, it's the most pessimistic point of view, but it is far from the most unlikely, so yeah. But we'll see. The short-term spike of having Ronda Rousey in there might be worth it. We'll see. We'll see if it brings the eyeballs in. That's the question. Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of Vince's thing, is he'll go for any kind of short-term gain, no matter the detriment. Like, he's the kind of guy that if you pay him $50 to dump plutonium in a fucking schoolyard, he'll do it because it's, hey, $20 is $20, and then later on it'll cost him, billions. But that's just an example. I don't think Vince McMahon would literally dump toxic waste or uranium in a playground. I don't see why he would, because where is he getting the uranium and the toxic waste from? I don't think he has any moral compunction about it.
Well, see, here's how he gets it: is Trump comes and he's like, "Hey, Master Putin said I need to get rid of this stuff," and then he's like, $50. I'll do it for $50. That's probably how that works.
Nah, I'd probably jump it on Jim Cornette's house or something.
Could be.
Hey, Corny! Have this waste. Bah! That's about it, actually. It's pretty slow news week, actually. So, there we go.
There's,
we didn't touch on it last time when it actually happened, but Jim Johnson is gone from WWE's music department.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did not renew his contract, which is bullshit.
I understand that he's not been doing a lot of work for them lately, and they're really invested in letting CFOs do their thing, and CFOs doesn't like working with Jim Johnson, apparently. I will say that it's a bit of a kick in the pants if they actually go the route that the rumor says they're going to, where they're going to replace his copyrighted music on their stuff with new songs, so they don't have to pay him.
Yeah, that's pretty much trash. It's like, we're going to take established, really awesome songs and give you shittier versions just so we don't have to pay another guy some money? Fuck off.
That is less than ideal. Sorry, I dropped something on the floor, so I had to grab
it. You would. I thought you had died.
Yeah, that's about it. So, as per usual, get off of Byron's lawn.
You're wearing out the ficus.
And we'll talk to you next week when there's some more WWE stuff, and hopefully it's better. Although this week wasn't too bad.
No, I didn't have any problems with. There's no problems with 205 Live. No problems with NXT, other than previously stated really shitty promos and really shitty booking decision on one match. Other than that, the match itself was okay. Ruby Riott again pulled every possible bit of talent out of Cruella de Vil, and then had to do the job. So fuck that. That's pretty much WWE. So everybody else just fornicate right off and don't come back till next time.